to today's lesson is perfect for where we are in the seven self personalities, because we are still awakening to the emotional self. We know that that's aligned with the heart chakra. The intent of the emotional self is always for emotional self healing, self forgiveness, and reactive response control. The emotional self is home to our ego, our anger, our self-worth, and our attachments, healthy and or otherwise. And it is what I call the trauma center of the soul. Now we've been dealing with healing and our childhood traumas, and other grown up developmental issues and things of that nature. But today, I really, really wanted to focus in on avoiding outside triggers at all cost. And the key word for today is repair. Now, if you're taking notes, and normally when I give a keyword, I give a little explanation. This explanation is going to be a little long. So if you're taking notes, let me know and I will speak slowly so you can get this down. But today's keyword is repair, as in repair your emotional self by educating yourself through sound research and factual data, rather than groupthink narratives and symbolic and empty gestures of advancement and appeasement. And the reason why I am focusing in on that today, in case anybody didn't realize, is June 19th. That's what I've always said today was June 19th. We know what the federal government, what the Congress did, and we know what a person that's occupying the seat in the White House did by making Juneteenth a federal holiday starting next year. I already know that not only in the Black community, but all across America, folks are triggered. Their emotional self is triggered by this signing of this legislation. So my question is and this is open today, unless y'all just want to hear me spew some factual data. This is going to be open. So when I'm asking this question, I want participation. So everybody that's on this call right now, everybody that's in purview of this call and can hear me, what does Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday mean to and do for you? Anybody want to start it off? What does Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday mean to and do for you?
I want to wait for the ladies, but if none of the ladies will go, I'll go ahead and speak up.
Go ahead and speak up, my brother.
With all due respect to anybody who may feel like it is a holiday for them, none of these holidays mean anything to me because I'm so focused on manifesting my day every day.
Absolutely. So, okay.
That's my short and sweet. I'm so busy trying to manifest and be deliberate about mine that I'm not subscribing to any other holidays. Not that people shouldn't enjoy themselves. It's all on what you want to create day by day.
Absolutely. Anybody else want to chime in? Hi, Shonda. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
Oh, very well indeed. I see you're driving. The question is...
I am driving. Yeah, I know we're a little off topic, but guess what? My birthday is in 5 days. I'm so excited.
Happy birthday. Happy soul return to you. Happy soul return to you. Make sure you read that solar return chart that I sent to you, especially the astrological one. It has a lot of your answers in it for you.
Okay.
And if you like, what day is it? Is it Wednesday?
It's on Thursday.
Thursday? Okay, send me an
Yes.
email. Send me an email Thursday, or send me an email. Let me know what your availability is on Thursday, and I'll give you a 16-minute spot reading just because it's your birthday.
Oh yes, I'm already going to tell you I'm available on Thursday. I'm going out the country actually.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, then you can just let me know when you return, and then I'll do that for you.
no,
Okay.
I will call you on my birthday. I want to
All
talk
right.
to you on my birthday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, make sure you call me and let me know, and then I'll give you a 16-minute spot reading to let you know what's really going on.
Yay! Thank you, DeAndre. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna unmute myself, but
All
thank
right.
you.
All right.
Okay, bye.
I've heard and I was on I've seen so much that has been going on since this has transpired. And I really what I've heard from the majority of the people who are in my timeline and the people that are in my friends list, what I've heard from them is that it's a start. I am here to tell you, don't come telling me that this is some fucking start. Okay? Because I want to go through a list real quick to help educate some folks about the start. The original Emancipation Proclamation that was signed in 1863 was supposed to be a start. What happened with that? Oh, yeah, it was a bunch of lynchings and a bunch of killings, and a bunch of folks got treated worse. Yeah, that was a start. The original Emancipation Proclamation was a start. Oh, wait, let's go forward to Reconstruction. We remember that era, don't we? The Reconstruction era was supposed to be the return, the rebuild of America. That was supposed to be a start. What did we get from that? Oh, I'll tell you what we got from that. We got the KKK and Jim Crow. That's what we got from Reconstruction. It was supposed to be a start. Next, coming around the corner, the next start we were supposed to have was the 14th Amendment. We know what that gave us, right? That gave us the prison pipeline and prison industrial complex and the modern day police force that we have currently in America. How's that been treating us? That 14th Amendment, that was a start too. The next start we have was those anti-lynching laws in the 20s and 40s that the House of Representatives always attempted to pass and the Senate blocked them. What'd that get us? That was supposed to be a start too. Oh, in case you wanted to know about another real important start, Google Executive Order 9981. That was a start as well. Plessy versus Ferguson. That was a start as well. Emmett Till was a start. Rosa Parks was a start. The killing of Medgar Evers was a start. The whole 50s and 60s Southern Civil Rights Movement was a start. Brown versus the Board of Education was a start. The 1963 March on Washington was a start. The Civil Rights Act of 64 was a start. Oh, wait, I forgot one. Let me go back. There was a Civil Rights Act from 1875 that was repealed in 1883 because the Supreme Court refused to enforce the law. That was the first one in 1875. Then we got one in 1964. The Voting Rights Act in 1965 was a start. And then because they didn't get the shit right in 1875 or at 1964, they had to redo the Civil Rights Act in 1968. All of those were a start. And in the grand scheme of things, what has each one of them really gotten Black folks in America as a whole? I'm not talking about individual stuff. I'm talking about as a whole, collective, because that everybody wants to groupthink us. So just because I am melanated, I got to be in the group. I don't I don't believe a lot of the stuff that the group believes. And this was a symbolic and empty gesture of appeasement, as far as I'm concerned. So which one of these? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I said absolutely. I absolutely agree.
You know what this really did? I'm gonna give y'all two little things that this thing really did. Number one, it created another commercialized holiday for everybody to get rich off of us. That's number one. Number two, it silently validates that horse shit story about the transatlantic slave trade. Y'all know that's horse shit story, right?
Yeah.
They would still have to be doing transatlantic crossings to get the amount of Black people that were enslaved. They would still be doing them. You know, there's only 6 months out of the year you can even make that passage. At maybe you pack a 900 on a boat, maybe half of them make it. The numbers never really added up. They never really. And you know what the third thing that this appeasement really did? For every far right-wing fringe opaque person with a complex about people of color, this gives them a target every year to act a damn fool. Let me give us a little bit of education about America. In 1865, on June 19th, 1865, when this dude got to Texas and let the last folks know that they was free, there was 10 million Black people in America in 1865. There were 6 million in the South, in the slave states, and there were 4 million free Black people in the North. My question to anybody, where did them free brothers and sisters come from? Because I'm here to tell you, if there was 4 million Blacks that escaped slavery, no. There'd have been a whole bunch of stories written about that. That's not in the narrative. That's Nat Turner got beat down and Harriet Tubman, she only crossed a few at a time. So you're not going to tell me that 4 million Black folks somehow emancipated themselves and made it up to the North by 1865. That didn't happen. So tell me where the 10 million Blacks in America came from, and then tell me where them 4 million Blacks that was free came from.
But they lie about a lot of the races of a lot of the people in the past. Like Abraham Lincoln was mulatto. Like we had
Absolutely.
so many Black or Native melanated presidents before Obama.
Absolutely.
He was mulatto. One of his parents were Black.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody want to talk about Civil Rights Act 64, 68. Nobody want to talk about the Civil Rights 1875. Do you understand what I'm saying is that you can't legislate morality, people. You can't. 1875, 90 years later, 3 years later, what has changed in the hearts and homes of Americans since 68?
Knowledge itself.
It's power.
the country is no more divided along racial lines today than it has ever been. It's always been divided along racial lines. Always. In the beginning, it was just two, opaques and us. And then as they started letting folks in, it started happening again. Division is built in the Constitution. Division is built in the fabric of America. It's built in the fabric. You know, the original Statue of Liberty. Who know what it looked like? Who knew there was a sister girl with a fro and she had the bangles on her wrist, and they sent it back.
Right, sent by the French.
And America sent it back. Can't hear you, Court. America sent it back, and they changed it. And they put the blonde hair, they put the stringy hair, and then they put the bangle on her ankle up under her coat. Yeah. Yeah. The original draft of the Declaration of Independence had one word in there before men. When it says all men are created equal, it had a word before men. We know what that word is. We're not going to say it because we don't want to get canceled, but we know what it is. That was the original draft of the Constitution of America. So don't tell me that division wasn't built into this place. It was. So somebody tell me, what does Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday mean to you? What does it mean? What does it mean to you personally? Because I already know what it means to the groupthink, because a lot of groupthink folks is celebrating their ass off. And yeah, it's a start. A start of what? All these others were a start. If America was concerned about civil rights, the Bill of 1875 would have been enough. What does it mean? What does it mean for you? What is it going to do for you? What is Juneteenth being a federal holiday going to do for you? Not going to do anything for me. I don't work for anybody. I work for myself, so I'm not going to get an extra day off. And for everybody saying, oh, it's an extra day off. Yeah, but you paying taxes on that. You paying yourself, dummy. Any day off, you already paid for it. And does anyone else feel like I do that at this time, with the tenor and temperature of what's going on in society, is this really the right time to be making Juneteenth a federal holiday? And you want to unite the country?
Mm-mm.
Not really. It's just another joke.
Yeah.
It's just another joke. And they just put more jokes out, and then you got more people laughing, instead of waking up. We've got to.
What do you give a baby? What do you give a baby when you want them to chill out? A pacifier.
Absolutely.
Oh, like that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Each one of these on this list, and I got more, but we don't have time to cover them. But each one of these on this list has been a pacifier. Each one of them have been a piece of appeasement, and it's just pandering and pimping at its best. Instead of walking down all these avenues looking for the prostitutes and the pimps, they can just go hang out right outside the Capitol and pick up all of them. This is pandering at its best. This is pandering at its best. This is like someone giving you a hamburger and then they slap it out of your hand and step on it before you can eat it. This is not even, according to the groupthink and according to what I know about the needs and wants and desires of Black America, this wasn't even on the list. Who cares about a holiday?
Right.
Who cares? Who cares about a commission on reparations? Get a checkbook out and start writing checks. You want to sign something in the law. And think about this. Think about this. Remember a couple months ago when the whole GameStop thing was affecting the venture capitalists on Wall Street and was messing with the cha-cha, and how the president of the United States, he acted real quick to cut that off, and then sign this for the LGBTA. And I'm not knocking anything on all of those, but wasn't it the black vote that got his punk ass in there? All I know is the other guy, he had a platinum plan laid out, and the guy that's in there now said, wait till I get in and I'll talk to you. So this is where we at now. We get a holiday. This is it, huh? This is going to be enough for a lot of the groupthink to be appeased, and they'll champion this. Oh, he gave us a holiday. Well, oh, I forgot, MLK Day in 1983. That was a start. So about a holiday.
Now we talking. You know, I'm gonna phrase it: the pacifier and the puppet. So first comes the pacifier, and then comes the puppet to program the culture to say, this is great. Let's celebrate this holiday. So it's the pacifier and the puppet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the same thing with the current medical crisis and their solution to the crisis. I'm not having it. I wouldn't care if it had the winning lotto numbers attached to it. I'm not having it. This is the same. This is coming from the same folk years ago that unleashed crack cocaine in all of our communities.
Yes.
Same people who are pushing this medical solution are the same folks who let them brothers at Tuskegee live and die.
Mm.
The same people, same folks. But they gave us a holiday.
My question is why can't you run your own toxicology report on this so-called vaccine?
Absolutely, you should be.
So this what I mean. They could drug test you if you swerve in the lane a little bit. When they pull you over, they could drug test you, but you can't ask for a toxicology report on some mandatory vaccine.
Mm.
So,
love toxicology.
I'm bringing all of this up to let us all know. All of us on this call, with the exception of maybe Honeybee, know about that story that used to come on every year, The Wizard of Oz. It used to come on, and until they stepped on till they got to Oz, it was in black and white. And when they got to Oz and they going down the Yellow Brick Road and everybody happy and singing, and Dorothy and the dog and Tin Man and everybody happy, and then they go knock on this door. Big ass door open up, and they go into this big majestic room. And there's this thing that's over here, a hologram, and he's telling you pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That's what we got going on here. We have always been told, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. The hologram got you. We got you. We got you. Yeah, we got you. And every step they take is for the destruction and the removal of melanin. Y'all get what I'm talking about? They mine melanin.
Yes.
Y'all know they mine melanin. Where do you think they mine it? Melanin don't grow in the ground. Where do you think they mine melanin from?
Humans from us.
Yeah. What you think Planned Parenthood got started for?
Woo.
To help? You think it's to help the less fortunate communities? Yeah, no. Mm-mm. 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 How many? And this is off topic, but how many sister girls in the 70s went into that to have a situation taken care of, and then you never was able to get situated again
Mm-hmm.
without your consent?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. Let's talk about the child trafficking that is approved.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know anything about this foster agencies?
Yes.
Approved child trafficking. But we get a holiday though, you guys. Y'all feel me where I'm going with this? We get a holiday though. And for that, we should be yes. And just wipe the slate clean. It's a lot of doo-doo on America's plate.
A lot of doo-doo. And all of them is wiping each other's butts.
It's a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. They're all wiping each other's butts, but baby, it's not going to stand though.
It's so much on their plate that we could never wipe it clean. We have to start with a new plate.
Woo! Love that.
We have to start with a new plate. So, before we go, what does this symbolic and empty gesture of advancement and arrival, what's it gonna do for you? What's it gonna do for you, honeybee?
Nothing.
Is anything gonna change? Did anything change? Did anybody wake up today and feel that America had turned the corner and it's all lovely and or did somebody get cussed out again today? Somebody get flipped off today. Somebody got triggered today. Some Karen done filmed somebody somewhere. Nothing changed. Just like nothing changed when the original Emancipation was signed. Nothing changed when Reconstruction started and ended. Nothing changed with the 14th Amendment other than us being ushered to prison for free. Nothing changed when the anti-lynching laws were proposed and blocked. Nothing changed when Executive Order 9981 was instituted by the way, for those that don't know what that is, that was the executive order that Truman signed to desegregate America. How's that worked out? Not too good, has it? Because still to this day, I'm saying most, I'm not gonna get general, but most Black people live around Black people. Most Hispanics live around Hispanics. Most Asians live around Asians. Most opaques live around themselves. I can break it down even further. Folks that go to church. Well, now the church is still the most segregated thing in the country. One God, but we got 11 dozen denominations, and white people, they go to church with their kind. Black folks mostly go to Black churches. Hispanics, they go to Plessy versus Ferguson. Supposed to let us integrate the schools. How great is that done? They just redraw a district. That's all. That's all they do. They just redraw districts. See, instead of being discriminated with by ignorant folks in the 50s and 60s. Now they do it with a pen and with the computer.
Mm.
We all remember, all of us know about the Emmett Till story. That was supposed to be, that was it. This is the start. That's it.
Mm.
We know there've been many more Black folks that was lynched after that. There's still Black people being lynched in America. 2021. Rosa Parks, what'd she do? What'd she do? And she sat down. And for everybody that I'm getting ready to really bust a hole and everything, it was a woman that sat down in the front of the bus 2 weeks before Rosa did it.
Right.
But you know why they didn't publicize her? Because she was too Black. They needed someone that that America could kind of ease into this thing with. So you see, our advancements, we had to be white to get them.
Ooh, absolutely.
Brown versus the Board of Education. Yeah, we know what happened to them sister girls that went to University of Alabama that first day. Yeah. We know what happened. They had to have a police escort to get home. Civil Rights March on Washington, 1963. That was the year I was born. What was that done? We had 1 million brothers show up in the 90s. What did it do? That was a start. This one was a start. Civil Rights Act of 64 was a start. Voting Rights Act of 65 was a start. Civil Rights Act of 68 was a start. Yeah, it was the start of. Right after that, they started dismantling all of the Black power structure in America. One group gets labeled a religious group, the other gets labeled domestic terrorists. One was feeding hungry kids, the other was burning crosses in your yard.
Right.
But we got a holiday, y'all. So let's be happy. We should be happy. We got a holiday now. We got a holiday that recognized a lie of a story. They won't even tell us the truth about this country. But they want us
Still
to
gonna come out.
But they've appeased us. They've appeased the group.
Mm-hmm.
I want to.
Oh, they got big celebrations here today in York, Pennsylvania.
I want to know where all them Chucks and Pearls spouters who was spouting Chucks and Pearls a few months ago. I want to know where I haven't heard any of them lately. Oh, did you find out that we don't have a first African American vice president? I guess everybody's finding out we don't, right?
No, she's not African American.
Avoid outside emotional triggers at all costs. And all this is an emotional trigger, even if it triggers positivity. That's all it is. That's all it is. People who hate you, still gonna hate you. People who love you, still gonna love you. And the folks who mean you no good, still gonna mean you no good. We want real change. We don't want symbolism. Give us real change or come outside and catch this fade. That's how I feel. But America don't want to come catch no fade because she can't take the fade. Anybody got anything they want to add? I'm done. I'm just really done today. I'm really done.
I want to ask you and anyone who's willing to answer. I mean, I have my own process. I have my own focus. What is a proposed way to help our brothers and sisters, if you have to engage with one another at all, and many of you probably do, what is your proposed means for helping one another shift your focus away from the emotionality that we keep allowing ourselves to get entangled? Black folks are in an entanglement with this country. There's this sense of, you know, someone's coming to save us. Someone's gonna give us something because we're the only ones who haven't been given anything. Well, I'm clear on America not giving me anything. I'm clear on that. But how do we assist in our daily lives, you know, today, the rest of the weekend, with all of the other holy days? How do we propose, you know, to assist one another to move beyond this? Time is here. We're in a state of complete awareness. There is no more space for ignorance at all. I'd like to hear that.
Absolutely.
What are we proposing to help one another get past this bullshit? I'm gonna say it like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I, for one, I believe in accountability and responsibility. So my first solution would be to grab a hold of the Congressional Black Caucus, grab a hold of all of the so-called leaders in the Black community, get all of them in a room, get everybody in the room, get the LGBT, the Black LGBT, everybody, all, you know, get a representation and a leader for every facet of the collective. And don't let their asses out until they all come out and can agree. Fuck what we don't agree on. There should be certain things that we agree on as a people, as a melanated person. Forget who's gonna get the credit for this and who's that and who can buck dance the loudest and grin and show their teeth and do that coonery and buffoonery. Forget all of that. The time is out for all of that. Time is out for all of that. Hold the folks accountable who you give your vote to. Let's start there. Let's start there. And let's open up dialogue with other folks in our own communities that have divergent opinions than our own, instead of immediately wanting to say, oh, you the Uncle Tom, you ain't white. You know how many times I done heard somebody tell me I wasn't white because of a political belief that I have? We don't allow the divergent opinion to even sprout in the Black community. We must be so afraid you gonna get us caught, boy. You ain't gonna bring all the attention to it. We just want to just be still and we's all right. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. We picked the wrong martyrs as a people. And we as a people need to stop accepting reparations one dead Black man or woman at a time. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. If it wasn't for all of the hoopla, we wouldn't even remember George Floyd. Some of us don't remember him no more. We have much more pressing issues than a federal holiday for Juneteenth. We need we need equity in wages First of all, pay the sister girl like you pay the black man, and then pay us both like you pay everybody else. You wanna bridge the economic gap? Pay us all the same. Give us jobs based on merit. Stop giving jobs to people that just only look like you. I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing about no equity. I want equal access. Give me the same access to the same shit that y'all get. I know what to do with the access. Let me get there. I know what to do. And a lot of us know what to do. I got another suggestion. Why don't we as a people speak up when we hear these stereotypes that we're not like? I'm not a thug. I'm not uneducated, and I'm not going in and out of jail. But that's the stereotype. And none of us speak up. We just sit there and just, You know, we the only ones with stereotypes. We the only ones that our women and our men, we talk about we don't like each other. You don't hear no other nationalities talking about they prefer someone else.
Exactly.
You do not hear them poor white trailer trash opaque single mothers talking shit about them opaque fathers. You don't hear that. But you go on the book and that's all we do. Just up and down the book, up and down social media, up and down text messages and phone calls. We are our own worst enemies.
For sure.
How can I, a melanated man that come out of a melanated portal, how can I not love melanated women? How could y'all not be my first, second, third, and only choice?
Mark.
Yes.
I agree with you 100%, even as speaking up. So I am known to speak up. I come from a family that spoke up. Like when I tell you my family is in articles for speaking up. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
I truly believe that one of the things that we need to start doing, like for instance, like you said, how can our people be the only ones that will go on a national platform and show this thing to our own women, the same womb vortex that you came from, but you'll disregard it. And I truly believe that's why a lot of our men are seen as a joke on a global scale, because every other race knows you only can go as so far as your woman. Every race has a platform in which they promote their women. They don't have to rely on another man to do it. And the thing is, in these generations, like I'm an 80s baby, you know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of us, and especially those 90s babies, like when things go on, especially with women, and it gets recorded on social media, like they're recording. They're not stepping in and helping, they're recording.
Exactly.
So when I talk to a lot of men, you know what I'm saying, that's like a little older than me and older, like, you know, the old school, they, of course, they say, well, this never happened when we were, you know, we weren't allowed this. But my thing is, like you said, speaking up. these young men are going to continue to do this. It needs the older men to go on these platforms. Don't be quiet and say, oh, well, you know, we wouldn't have did this in our day. No, you get on the same social media platforms that these younger men are on, and you let them know that that's not right.
Absolutely.
Men have to speak up and let these younger men know what to do and not to do. You see that they soldiers. You see that they have no fear. These are our warriors that we've been praying about. All they need is proper guidance and shown the right way, and they will do whatever, whenever for us.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying. Thank you for adding that. That is so right on point. So right on point. You know, and another thing, and thank you, Deirdre, for that. Another thing that you know, a lot of the young folks that I'm interacting with, and I see, they have a misconception about what it is to be a woman. Because I know all the women that I grew up with around, and I'm a 60s baby and grew up in the 70s. There was some goddess warrior fighting heifers. What? My grandmother and her cousins, and they handled the house, and they went to work, and they had a husband, and they had kids, and they was in the communities. So, and to think that you know, the women of my generation and the older women when I was a kid, to think there was something less than what these are now. No. I was on in a relationship group last year before I got out of it. And one of the questions was from a young lady, and she talked about she wanted a man like her grandfather. And before I could even type it, somebody else typed it and said, well, honey, you ain't like your grandmother. You're not going to get a man like your grandfather, because y'all are not like y'all grandmothers. They were something else, and they always been working. So when I hear things about, oh, you know, I pay my own bill, I go to work, and Black women where I'm from have been working since I was born. That ain't nothing new. That's not new. My grandmother worked. My grandmother was a steady worker. My grandfather worked seasonal. My uncles, they had sometime jobs. Women had jobs. One was a teacher, one was a nurse. What? So this is not nothing new. This is not nothing new. And you know, back in those days, it was hard for a brother to get something steady. Nowadays, they just don't want to work. They've been effeminized. So we have a lot to do, and I am willing to get on any forum where there's some young bucks on, and I will tell them that what time it is. I had a situation brewing yesterday and today that I was ready to go roll on a situation this morning and come back and do the show, because I got somebody that's being ignorant to women, and he doesn't have to be. I don't play that. I don't play that. I don't play that. I don't buy into there aren't enough good Black men for Black women. That's horse shit. There is. But the narrative is out there that there's not. So Black men stop looking at Black women, and Black women stop looking at Black men, because they've been told that neither one of y'all good. The men been told that every Black woman is angry and independent and don't need a man. And y'all been told that all the brothers ain't worth a shit. And yes, some brothers ain't worth a shit, and some of y'all don't. But the majority, it's a lot of single women and the single brothers that all we need to do is communicate. And we'll find out that, hey, she ain't as angry as I thought, as I was told. And you might find out, hey, he is about some shit.
Right.
Can I touch on that?
Absolutely.
if we peel back another layer of it, it's difficult for a man and it's difficult for a woman to choose who to give your divine feminine or your divine masculinity to. This is what I mean. If a man chooses the right woman and he gives his masculinity to her, that would also imply taking care of her, protecting her, keeping her out of a man's position. Nowadays, unfortunately, a lot of women are in the man's position. And these are warrior goddesses, like you said.
Absolutely.
So the more and more that they in the world taking care of stuff that they feel like they man should be taking care of, you're gonna get some masculine energy out of them.
Absolutely.
So that's
Right.
that's why the narrative is, man, I want to give me a Latina woman, man. You know, she don't stress, you know, she ain't sticking her chest out at me all the time. Well, okay. If you chose the right woman, she has to be worth saying, you know what, I don't want you in the workforce because that's bringing out masculinity in you and that's causing a problem in my house. So I'm gonna pay all the bills. Now here comes the flip side on the woman. If he paying all the bills, you can't be fucking around with the neighbor and fucking around with your ex-boyfriend and having a jail boyfriend. You can't, if he paying all the bills, hold him down. Hold his portal down.
Let's address that. Let's address the foundation. I know you're getting ready to get out of here, but Mark,
Look, I own the platform, so I can say as long as we want.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. Let's get to the core, because all those narratives that I heard you spew off, they're real. There's no way we can deny them. But the core of it, Ryan brought up divine masculine and divine feminine. How many just in our community alone, there are folks who are awakening or coming into the understanding or understanding of that, but not many of us, and I'm saying us, I know where I am, but not many of us are ready to sit in that with each other and go there. Because if you are that dude in your divine masculine that you gonna make it happen and take care of everything at home, and you want that woman and you're calling her the right woman, how does she get to be the right woman? Let's address that. Let's address that there's a bunch of healing and unlearning and unconditioning that needs to happen. We are so fucked up, and I'm gonna say it
Very
just
true.
like that.
Absolutely.
We are fucked up because our minds are in control based on capitalism. We don't practice grandma's spirituality, great grandma's spirituality.
That's right.
We don't practice ancestral practices and beliefs that told us we were kings and queens and did not subdue us and press us down and oppress us against each other and ourselves. Let's address all of that. There's healing that needs to take place in us as soul individuals, SOUL individuals. That is my work. My work is let's return to the authentic, original self. I see those words behind Pythias's head back there. Awaken, ascend, expand. How does that even happen? Let's go there. We could be emotional all day long about the shit we seeing every single day that really don't mean nothing to us. It's all fluff, as you said.
Absolutely.
But that's where we need to go. Let's go to the original solution.
Absolutely.
And we don't have to keep regurgitating what's wrong with us. We all can see what's wrong with us.
Absolutely.
When we gonna all get down to business and stop fucking talking? Because that's what's making folks not like each other. And keep on pretending when we get in each other's faces or get on these Zoom calls.
Yeah,
we don't address the real shit.
Right.
Let's go to the core.
Let's get
and
to
fix
core.
it.
Absolutely.
Because I would rather be with a solid, divine, masculine brother than to be with some white boy over from Europe who's giving me all of the divine, masculine attention that I can be safe in his presence.
Right.
Right.
I would prefer a Black strong man to do that for me. Give me a reason to submit to you, brother. Give me a reason to wash your feet at the end of the day and run your bath water. Give me a reason.
Yeah.
Make my environment safe enough so that I can be vulnerable with you and want to be that right sister.
Mm-hmm.
That's a book right there. That the last 15 seconds is a whole book right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for me, for me, I am definitely on board with, let's throw out all of the socially constructed fallacies that we have regarding relationships anyway, and let's come together, divine masculine, divine feminine, two divine beings. I don't want to piss off anybody, but two divine beings. Let's come together and let's have a balanced relationship all the way up and down. Forget, it's not about I'm going to pay the bills, you cooking. No, we're going to come together and handle this shit. Instead of attempting to shove yourself in a predetermined role that wasn't even designed for us anyway. These roles, these societal roles, male, female, husband, wife, father, mother. Somebody tell me where the goddamn manual is for any of those. My grandmother and grandfather and my mama and aunts, they did the best they could with me, with what they knew. The kids that I've been around and my own that I had anything to do with, I've done the best I could with what I knew. But now that we know more, now that we know a little bit better way, it's like Shonda said, we need to be in these chat rooms with these millennials and these youngsters, and we need to be speaking up and saying, hey, no, this is what really works. Yeah, you can express yourself and you can be unique. However, there are some things that just work. And this is what works.
Communication is very important. This is Vonda. Communication is very important. And like the sister just said, give me a reason.
Absolutely.
And I lived in Germany 25 years and I had the safest relationships, two of them.
Absolutely.
Very safe, but they were Europeans. I had one African-American relationship in Germany that was hell. He was from the military. I never was in the military. So what I'm saying is I got back here and the way the men talk to you and the way the men was talking and I was like, what is this? You can't talk to me like that. I don't even understand. You can't talk to me like that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to accept it. And this is why I agree with the sister who said, she said, let's go to the core of this, because communication and how we speak to each other and how we respond to each other is very important. If you tell me you're going to do something, do it. Don't keep telling me, okay, I'll get back. And because to me, you're lying to me.
Absolutely.
Give what you want. Want respect, give respect. Want love, be loving. This is where I am in my evolution. And let me tell you, I've had a couple and I've said, okay, I'm done. And my sister said to me today, she said, oh, you just need some companionship, somebody to go out with sometimes. I was like, girl, don't even say, I'm saying to myself, I can't take nobody talking to me or want a booty call as soon as they meet you. What is that? I've had men in Germany take you out, treat you nice, treat you kind, everything without a booty call. They want to get to know you, even if it's nothing but having a cup of coffee or tea with you at a restaurant or going somewhere for just a restaurant or an ice cream cone. We do a lot of that in Germany and things like that, just to get to know you. I come back here, everything is a booty call. They just stir at your butt everywhere you go, and everything. I just think that what the sister said, we really do need to deal with this. And I've been gone 25 years and I've come back here and I have been so disappointed. You've heard me many times get on here and cry how disappointed I am in the nature of our people, how it has turned. This is not our original nature. This is somebody else's nature that we picked up on somehow or another, especially through paying or job or movies. They
But
pay you a
Vanda,
movie and tell you to
Vanda,
kill everybody, and you pay and you get the movie and you go in and kill everybody because this is the role I'm playing to kill it. This is not our nature.
I understand what you're saying, but you can't give everybody the nature. There are some of us there, and this is true for everybody. There are some that are awakened, some that are awakening, and some that are asleep. And it doesn't matter what nationality or anything like that. But there are those brothers that Talk Right talked about, and the one that you're mentioning, and the one that that I know for a fact. There are brothers out there like that, and they're looking for sisters just like y'all. And it is part of my purpose is to take that veil down that's between sisters and brothers that want to hook up, that
Thank you.
want to build a community, that want to live their best authentic lives. That's part of what I'm here to do. And so we are going to make sure that we get the message out, because we are in the majority as far as the collective. The fringe, there are fringe parts of the collective that everybody speaks to, but we're the majority. Most of us are like us on the phone, on this call. Go ahead, Deirdre. I know you wanted to jump in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so in everything that I hear, and with the sister, I think Vanda was just saying, I think that, and there should be a place of expectation. We all have a place of expectation, but it's difficult to have an expectation on someone who's so broken, because they're functioning out of a place of brokenness.
Yes.
We have to have the patience, along with the wisdom and enlightenment and everything that we have that's being downloaded into us, the patience to be able to listen, because listening heals. And then understanding, and as everybody said, I mean, it's just, we're just full of the understanding of what's going on. Young people are angry, older people are angry, and we're blaming each other, and
yes,
we're not the ones to blame. So if we could kind of sit back in that position of kings, queens, goddesses, and gods, we would be able to, how do you say it, pour and allow them to empty, because it's and they're confused. We're all confused, and we're talking about men mistreating women. I have heard women talk to men. I could not believe the things that I've heard women say to men, but that's because we do not understand, and we need to overstand, and we need to get back into that place of offering, if you will. You know, we need to offer it. It's like, shoot, because we all want something. We're all wanting that divine place. But the fact is that where we are right now, we have to give it. And you have to give it without expectation. And there's nothing wrong with expectation, but we are so broken and lost and misunderstood and not understanding. So whenever we have the opportunity to communicate and give life and give power, it's huge.
Absolutely.
It's huge.
You made a great point. I want to say something simplistic and touch on that when you talk about understanding. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but everybody should remember back in the day, if it wasn't your grandfather, it was somebody's grandfather you knew, and just with one job, he could take care of the family plus his family around the corner or 2 cities over. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
It's not like that nowadays. So when men are acting out, we innately want to take care of everything, but we don't know how to just come and tell you, hey, it's harder now. It's a lot harder now. You know, we would love to take care of everything, but balance, just like, you know, Piper said, balance is key, but everybody don't operate like that. Some men actually want to take care of everything. So therefore, there's no masculinity in the home, because then you got our women, and this isn't fashion, this is reality. The woman seen her mother sticking her chest out because she had to take care of everything because the man left again. So it goes back to what both ladies said. You know, there's so much damage, but it starts with understanding. The first step up that staircase of evolution is understanding. So, but sometimes it's simplistic. It's flat out harder nowadays.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's something to be mindful of. You know, I've known plenty of men in my family alone. They had one hustle or one job, and they had 3 different families.
Mm.
You know, you can't afford it like that no more. It's different now. You know, so that's something to be mindful of. And if a woman's bringing something to the table, you know, it'll be great if she found a way to still stay in that feminine lane, even though she is helping to take care of things. Because our Black women, they got that warrior goddess spirit. If they putting one dime into the household, they sticking their chest out. Now, as a man, instinctively, hormonally, biologically, if anybody is sticking anything out towards us or coming at us in any kind of way, we are built to respond in a way where it may be aggressive. I'm not talking about physically. I'm just talking about defensive. You know, we built for that. You know, we have testosterone and extra strength to defend and evolve. So, you know, on the other side of the fence, we want our women to be mindful of that. You know, femininity gets a greater approach. I speak for myself. When a woman speaks to me calmly, she gets what she wants. When she yells at me, it makes me not want to oblige. So, you know, it takes balance between that warrior spirit. For the man's side, it takes balance between being open and honest and saying, listen, it's hard right now. I don't know if you realize this. So that's the understanding and the happy medium I think we can come to.
Well, I like to thank you for that, Ryan. I like to piggyback on that it is difficult. However, it's always been difficult for the Black family. There's never been a nirvana period for us in the sense of, you know, where we've all felt that we arrived. It's always been mama and daddy working, or mama and her boyfriend that live with us is working, or who, or whatever, however it was. There is a history of, in Black America, there's a history that these successful families are the ones that either, like Ryan said, the brother is in a situation where he could take care of everything and the mom can stay home, or there's that 2-income family. We've always had 2-income families. We needed that just to be able to keep our heads afloat. So for any of us, especially for the younger generation, for them to think that what they're doing is something unique and new, that's where we need to come back in and let them know, how y'all ain't doing nothing that ain't been done since the beginning of free time. And what I mean by free time is when we started actually getting paid for work. That's what I mean by free time. Number 2, Ryan, you made a good point about the fact that conversation is not taking place between the Black man and the Black woman, where the Black man is saying, baby, it's hard out here right now, and I need your help. I need your help. And the Black woman is not saying, baby, I get it. I know it's hard and I need your help. And then both of them are not saying, well, why don't we pull the shit together and let's help each other?
That's humility.
And let's not worry about who a fucking head or a tail is. We both are the head.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's humility.
That's what I'm saying. This is
right.
when Ryan talked about divine feminine and divine masculine. This is how I understand both of those sides. And I don't even like to look at it as a side, because all of us bear both divine feminine and divine masculine vibration energy.
That's right. That's
what
right.
I am saying is divine is just the power of the God in us in general. And if the God in us, if I love you, I'm not gonna be opposed to you. I'm being opposed to myself if I'm working against you, masculine.
That's right.
Masculine, if you love me, feminine, you would be hurting yourself if you were opposed to me. So we
Absolutely.
create an environment together. And I may only be mastering this ideation now in my life. But this is what I see that was missing in my home as a child growing up with my grandma, my granddaddy, my mama, my daddy, while everybody was fighting and hurting each other because of what you guys were talking about. The
That's right.
divine creates the environment for us to nurture and nourish each other in such a way that I'm going to hold space for you and understand and understand and overstand, brother. I don't want you to hurt yourself or break your back so that we can have the $1 million house. No, I don't want that. I'm going to create the environment so that you don't have to ask me or tell me or put a mandate down for me not to be outside next door while you working hard 12, 16-hour days for us to live well. That's not the way of the divine. The divine is all about harmony.
Yes.
The divine wants us to work this together. It's difficult to do that when we're in ego.
Yes.
That's right.
You know that, Piper. It's difficult for us to function because we're over here doing this instead of this, as you said.
Yes.
So that is where that's why I asked, how do we get there? Because the young
Absolutely.
people are not listening to the folks with the gray hair because they're seeing something that they're like, nah, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Because I can see what y'all got going on. It don't look good to me.
Right.
They're not listening to us.
Thank you.
We're not
Thank
the best example for them. So we can't tell them nothing.
That
Let's
is
just
true.
be honest. We're doing this. They want to see it.
Absolutely.
Right.
But also there's a place when people are actually ready. So, and that's the blessing when you come across folks who are ready, where that thing is open and you can pour in. And I just think that, yeah, I have young people listening. I you know, it just took a minute though. I had to chill out.
Yeah.
Listen, you know, and with that, the most important, one of the most important things, because there are a lot, is to educate. But in order to educate, you have to be able to listen and spot where people are.
Yes.
And if you can locate where someone is, and that door is open, and that's what we need to do, because we're talking about in the home how we want it, and yeah, for sure. But we got this whole world. You know, I left the church and I learned a lot. I did, and now I'm not in the church, but there's still principles.
Yes.
True, and so there's something that says the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. And so it's important, because usually, you know, what I have seen is we look and see what they're doing, and it's like, why are they doing that? But it's just ignorance. They don't know. They are trying to find out who they are, and all that power and creativity in all of us that was given to us. So again, if we could just be patient and start tapping in, like we're talking about divine and masculine, feminine, it's flowing through all of us. It flows, but if we're not in tune and listening and being always ready to give whatever we have that they need, and that's what we have to do, because it's too big. So every little person, every part, every big person, whatever, we just have to be ready to pour out.
Absolutely.
People always say sky's the limit. Well, if you look at it, it does look limitless.
Right. And it doesn't end. The sky doesn't end.
It does not end.
It doesn't end.
And we are the universe. We
Absolutely.
are the universe. So there's no reason, if we come across folks, that we can be still and listen and hear what it is that they need. And that's where I am, because wherever I needed to be educated. Hell, shit. excuse my language, but that's
No, your
really,
language is fine.
yeah.
Your language is fine. Yeah, you ain't got to excuse nothing. No, no, because
We just have to do it because there's a huge offense. We've all offended. We're all hurt. And you know, just so judgmental. We need to caress and embrace and pour out into and give life. And that's difficult when we look and we see, like this is said, the brother is offending us. But that's what love is. A lot of times we get love all effed up.
stuff. Yeah,
It's not an emotion-based thing when you're really talking about
it's a
love.
physical thing. Yeah,
It's an action.
it's an action. Yeah, it's an action.
Right. It's like not giving an account to a wrong done and trying to, like we do with our babies.
Yes.
The babies. And I just see, I don't know why, because I'm really new. I'm new, but I'm not. I see Mother Earth embracing.
Yes.
And that's who we are.
Yes.
Women have the ability to give that nurturing power, but have to be in a place of not expecting what we know is supposed to be, because we'll be disappointed and turned off and, whatever we do. Sorry.
No apologies. Thank you for that. Thank you. Whew. Thank y'all.
Wow, this is great.
Thank y'all. This really is what it's about. These are the beginnings of bigger conversations, and it's going to take folks like us who are not afraid to tip our toe into this water. The water's dark because we don't talk about it, but it's folks like us that tip our toe in it. Now we didn't tip our toe in it. Now each one of us go out and invite somebody that's not already on here, invite them to Tuesday, because we're going to pick it up right where we left off from today. And then we'll create it like that. We'll just keep sharing it one person at a time. And that's how we will make the change. We're not going to change a whole group of people's thoughts.
No.
We can do it one person at a time though, because that's how my thoughts got changed, not in the group, but in my own head.
That's right. That's right.
Your thoughts get changed, not in a group, but they get changed in your own head. So with that, I'm gonna have to end it. Anybody want to have any final comments? Talk right. Yeah, I know you got something to say. Go ahead.
I just think everybody is beautiful. Everybody here, I just really appreciate every aspect, every thought, everything that, because we're coming together. You all use this word collective, and that's what we're doing. And Big Brother in there, I don't remember his name, but your voice is so powerful and so strong, and you're needed and you're necessary.
Absolutely, Ryan. That's for Ryan. Yes, and I want to let everybody know that as I begin to roll out the different phases of my internet radio station, this type of talk, this type of equal exchange of energy and equal exchange of education and good knowledge is something that I definitely want to put on a regular basis. We start with once a week, and we could have a podcast format like they really have them for the radio. In fact, I'm thinking that we would even do it live on the radio, and we wouldn't even do it Zoom wise, so that we could capture the full ambiance and essence of that. But I really want all of us to know that I got a platform that we can spew and spout and do whatever we want to 24/7, 365. And the only way it gets shut down is if aliens come and take over the grid. Other than that, we're good. So I'm going to be reaching out to each of us on this call and some other folks that I've already talked to. I got 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year of content and programming that I am looking to fill. And I have a good crop of folks right here on this call right here that I'm looking at. Deirdre, you got a show. I'm gonna be like Oprah Winfrey when she's giving the cars away. Deirdre, you get a show. Ryan, you get a show. Zeta, you get a show. Shonda, you get a show. Talk Right, you get a show. Everybody gets a show. And with that, we're going to end on that. I'm thankful for everybody to be here. Keep coming back Tuesdays and Saturdays because your mastered self awaits you. I'll talk to you guys then.
Thank you,
Bye
Mark.
for now. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to everybody. I appreciate being on here. I was doing something else and I had to stop everything and come and sit down and be in the flow of this dialogue. And I am so thankful and grateful and love everybody. This is Vonda, so I just love everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys all.